That's a mean hill. That sucks so bad. Yeah, let's keep going.
Darcy Kwikowski had spent the past 4 years of her hunting career with one main goal in mind: to harvest a gorgeous muley buck with her bow in the barren prairies of southern Alberta. Now you must understand that the way we choose to hunt mule deer in the south is a little bit unique. Rather than driving around for hours trying to spot a mule deer from the truck, we choose to ride mountain bikes as far back into untouched properties as we can to get away from the typical hunting crowd. By doing so, we enter a world that very few hunters have been fortunate enough to lay eyes on. This is some of the most beautiful country in the world, but also some of the most punishing. Got about a 2-mile bike ride in the morning. We're a little late this morning. It was a late night. So we're gonna crawl into a spot where Corey's seen 2 giant bucks. Hopefully get on something this morning. This is a tough hunt. And throughout the past 4 years, I've personally witnessed every ounce of blood, sweat, and tears that these coolies have claimed from this girl. We had lost count of how many stalks we'd blown, and I wasn't sure how many more years she had left in her before she finally just threw in the towel. The sight of a giant muley buck's antlers bouncing directly away from us had been permanently ingrained in her mind, and I was desperately hoping that this would be the year we could finally change that.
This should do the trick on mule deer.
This year, things were going to be different. This was the very first year that we were heading in for the opening morning. And rather than chasing these deer in October like usual, we were going to head in early and see if we couldn't find an unsuspecting velvet buck that was just wrapping up his summer holidays. We had upgraded our standard mountain bikes to the new Bike Tricks Juggernaut, which was going to severely cut down on the physical fatigue associated with this hunt. These bikes also allowed us to pack our entire camp in with us, and we would be spending the night under the stars with the mule deer rather than biking out each evening.
So pretty just going about their own little day.
They're for sure in velvet, which would be super sweet to get a deer in velvet. I've always wanted a deer with my bow, never mind in velvet, so that would be awesome. But he has like really nice frame, 4x4 frame, and it looks like he has some stickers too. I can't tell where they are. Just looks like he's more than just a typical deer.
How excited does that get you for tomorrow?
Gets me really excited.
They're all in the same coulee that we were going to go to in the morning too.
Yeah. Hopefully in the morning we can get on them while they're still up here and watch a nice buck bed. That would be the best for sure.
Well, that's much lighter than yesterday. That's for sure. Still heavy enough. We're gonna sneak over to the coulees, or as close as we can get. And there should be some deer out on top, so hoping for a really good day. We have a gorgeous typical 4x4 way up on the horizon. I still have him lined up in the spotting scope. Pretty sure he's gonna go to the next coulee over the hill though. But that was our second coulee to hunt anyways. We're just gonna wait for all these deer to head down into the coulees, and then we're gonna go start checking out this first coulee. Because there's gotta be deer in there. Sucks. Hills are never fun. It doesn't help when it's 30 above. I just sweated right up.
It didn't take us long to find a gorgeous buck bedded on the side of the coulee. clinging desperately to what little shade he could find.
This shall be my lucky arrow, hopefully.
The scorching summer heat was taking a toll on us, and with minimal wind to cover our noise, this stalk ended exactly like so many more before it.
And that really sucks. All I can say is that's frustrating when the wind switches on you. There's no way to figure out the wind in these coulees. As soon as you think you have it, it switches on you or blows up the next coulee. It's so frustrating. So frustrating. And now we gotta hike all the way back across this thing. And we have no water. All the water is up at the top of the other side.
The past 3 years had been filled with dreams of giant bucks bedded in the coulees, and dozens of foolproof stalks that seemed to crumble beneath us for one reason or another. Swirling winds, amateur mistakes, and other deer always seemed to keep us just outside of the end zone, and we couldn't help but wonder if we would ever connect.
So we're headed back to the tent where we have some water. That's probably almost boiling water. So it's something to look forward to other than the fact that it's going to be so hot. But we have no more water, so we can't keep going. There's one more coulee, but if we find a deer, there's no way we'll have enough liquid to pack them out. So we're going to head back. We'll probably go back when it gets dark and see if we can see some coming out of the coulees again. At least then it should be a little bit cool once the sun goes down, but all day has been plus 30.
2.5K.
2.5K. We can make her.
No water.
No water, 2.5K. We got this. We got close to 10 bucks way across the coulee. And there was a couple to the left too. The one to the left already dropped down. And these ones, I'm pretty sure, are going to be dropping into the coulee right in front of us. The wind's not the best though, so we're just going to take our time. We don't need to rush at all. We'll wait for the wind, and if possible, we'll see kind of where they go. I don't know if we'll be able to sneak up there and see where they bed, but we should be able to find them afterwards. There's for sure 2 good shooter bucks, so. I think I'm gonna pass on this buck. He's not very mature. His front forks are nice, but his back forks are really weak. I know he's not very old, and I know there's some bigger ones in the other coulees, so we're gonna go check those out. I hope this wind picks up. We have this beautiful deer bedded right in the bottom of the coulee, like less than 100 yards away. But this wind is dying. It was just blowing like crazy. Right about when we're supposed to stalk, it dies. There we go. Okay. He's bedded right in the bottom of the coulee, facing away from us, so it should work good. I don't know, this will be the second stalk of the year. Let's go give it a try. He's beautiful though, like he's shedding his velvet. He has a few stickers. He's pretty amazing. We're just entering the depths.
coulee, and Dana just went ahead of me to try to locate the deer. Can't see him from here for some reason. So I hope Dana can find him. I hope he didn't vanish at a thin ear like lots of them do.
This stalk began just like dozens before it, as we made our way down the coulee towards him. However, as we entered the final approach to the runway, this is where the wheels have historically fallen off the tracks for us. As we poked over the hill 60 yards away, expecting to find nothing but an empty bed and the painful reminder of where he had been, to our surprise, there he was, completely oblivious to our presence.
We have eyes on him now, so hopefully his eyes just stay off of us. We're at the very, very bottom of the coulee, and he's facing away from us. So cross my fingers that this wind stays strong. That's what we need. We're getting so close. The arrow's stuck in him. Oh my god. Okay, he went straight down, right? If anything, it was just a little bit far back, I think, but it was perfect in the middle of his body.
Well, did you see him? Is that why you stopped? Oh my gosh. I just shot a mule deer with my bow. That's a dream of mine and it just came true. He didn't go more than 100 yards. He's like maybe 80 yards from where I shot him. I'm really emotional. This is the third year I've hunted these coulees. It's the hardest hunt of my life. It always just kills my body to hunt these coulees. But it's so worth it.
Did you see how big he was?
I saw his horns and I was just trying to pay attention. He has some stickers and he's partially velvet still, and some of his velvet is hanging off, which is so cool. It makes me so emotional because we've worked so hard.
You burned every inch of that deer.
I can't wait to see him. This is the coolest thing ever. I didn't ever think I would get the chance to shoot a velvet deer. Never mind one with his velvet starting to fall off. This is wicked. Look how cool this is. Oh my goodness. I gotta hold this thing. That is crazy. He has a sticker up here and a sticker here. Plus little brow tines. That has gotta be, wow. This deer is so incredible. It's my very first deer with my bow and it is absolutely gorgeous. We've put on so many miles for this deer. And now we got a lot of miles to pack them out. This was the first real opportunity I've had at a mule deer and I definitely made it count. So I couldn't be more proud of myself for that, for sure. And I can't believe it all worked out finally. All the miles and sweating and freezing and everything we've done to hunt these mule deer. I can't believe it finally worked out.